Hello, my beautiful thinking people. It's Clyde Phillips Sr. coming at you once again live with a FSD version 12.4.3 update. Look at this. These are the conditions I have been flying in for quite some time now. Construction everywhere, vehicles flying back and forth, blocking the path, crowding my bumper, coming into my lane, and this version of FSD. I hear some people complaining about it. If you're complaining about something that is like 99% perfect, you just need to go and deal with yourself. Honestly, you need to go deal with yourself. Yes, mention the things that are not perfect, but to whine and complain about them? Oh my Lord, I can't believe what I hear from some of you folks out there. So, all I can tell you is it's doing an amazing job day in, day out. Drive after drive after drive, almost flawless all the time. A little bit of slowdown that needs to be explained by somebody. That's not very often. Where I find it happens most is where there's a crest like you see here, but it's in the city. So the crest is actually more abrupt. And FSD seems to look at that as, wait a second, is that an obstruction? And slows down and then, oh no, okay, it's just a rise, and it goes up and over. The other little complaint I would have is that if somebody cut me off right now, the car will slow perfectly and keep me and the other person safe. But then when they take off, the car sometimes, most times, seems to slowly accelerate back up the speed, which isn't a normal human behavior. Like, once the danger is out of your way, you get back up to speed fairly quickly. And I don't mean like a race car driver, but fairly quickly. So it does have a little bit of shortcomings. But as you can hear from me, they're not extensive and they're not horrible. Its amazing performance far outweighs any of these little things that we are talking about right now. Let me see if we can... No, unfortunately. No, it's hard to see out that back window. But I'm just trying to enlighten people as to the fact that this thing is amazing. I have been driving from Hamilton to London through construction, through obstructions, through weird and different type drivers. And I smile all the way through it because I have so little stress based on driving. As a matter of fact, who knows? Maybe it's already saved me from a couple of heart attacks. I don't know, but I can tell you this. It is so stressless using full self-drive. Supervised. Full self-drive. Supervised. You must be paying attention. You must be paying attention. If you hear somebody say, oh, my car did this, then you look at them and say, were you paying attention? Did you hit anything? Well, no, but my car... You're supposed to be paying attention. And if anything goes awry, you're supposed to be ready to take over. Did you? Yeah, but... Great, don't want to hear it. Because now you're just whining. If you want to say, you know what, my car has been self-driving in amazing proportions up until this one little incident I had where it did this and I took over and I sent the information back to Tesla saying this is why I took over. I'm sure they'll have it fixed in the next version. I don't know what's hard about that. Why do you have to whine and complain like a little complainer? You see what I go through now every day. This is the way life goes. You got to get somewhere? Just hit the stock and let her do her thing. I really appreciate this too. Like before, I was always having a real rough time with the fact that it wouldn't stay in the center lane on the highway. It would always want to go into the passing lane and hold people up. Or it would go into the right lane and back into the middle lane and then into the left lane and then back into the middle lane. And again, that's not not a complaint, because as you can see, it's doing an amazing job. And if it does switch lanes once in a blue moon, I'm okay with that. Most times when it does switch lanes, it's because it thinks it can get a tiny bit faster in the next lane, which is great. I think there should be a setting where we can say, don't get into the next lane for speed purposes unless this lane is going under the speed limit, or unless this lane, the lane you want to go into, is significantly faster. To get into the other lane to go 2 kilometers faster than, I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth it on your signals. I mean, save a light bulb. Okay. Anyway, I think there are a lot of tiny little improvements that can come that are going to be very, very helpful and very commonsensical. So, how does it look to you? By the way, I just initiated that change, the lane change, because the left lane is ending, and I don't want to be taking up the leftmost lane when it did end. If you've noticed, I slowed down to the appropriate construction speed, which nobody else is doing. So, if there was a bunch of police officers lined up on the other end and they were having a bad day, they could get every one of these people for just speeding like crazy. And I would roll right through. Folks, really, if you haven't yet, go in the links below and use my referral. Get yourself a test drive. See what full self-driving is all about for yourself. See how comfortable the Teslas are for yourself. See how well they roll by yourself. Don't take my word for it. Be your own best testimony. And yes, my speed limit changes and I go up to appropriate speed again. How much is that worth to you guys? 50 cents? $5? $100? $1,000? Well, I can tell you that when he's done, this will be worth easily $100,000, because you won't be able to get it for any less. It'll be like $100,000 option. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that from knowledge. I'm saying from my opinion, $100,000 in value right here. Because it's not perfect, I don't believe that he sees the way to charge what it's really worth. Because people will, as you heard, they will whine and complain and nitpick about the slightest little thing. It has to be worked out. So each version they're releasing is better than the version before, with some regressions and some improvements. The next version that I'm looking forward to, which could be released as soon as next week or maybe the week after. Usually they come on the weekend for some reason. I guess because it gives everybody a good chance to use it for leisure and enjoy their drive. Oh, thank you, Tesla. This is something I've been waiting for. That person was merging from the right onto the highway, and FSD put on a signal and moved over and gave them a right of way. I love that. And it did it without causing any sort of danger to anybody else or to me. Beautifully done. Beautifully done, Tesla. So, I am 4.9 kilometers from getting off this highway, and we'll see how it does in a strange city I've never driven in with FSD. There are going to be some city driving and some thoroughfare driving, so we'll see how well it does. Actually, let me get out of this. No, I'm in the middle lane. There's no reason for me to have to interfere with FSD and stop it from doing what it's doing best. Alright folks, well that's 10 minutes. I will be editing this video to bring it down to a watchable duration. But I tell you, I've had hours, plural, hours of driving without any interventions whatsoever. The only interventions that I would have initiated at those points would have been okay. Saw construction, slowed down. I didn't see a speed limitation sign, so I don't know why we slowed down to construction speed, but I mean it's legal. You're supposed to slow down in construction zone, so I mean, somebody could beep at me, but that would be their problem, not mine. Hours and hours of FSD with no interventions except tapping the accelerator to get a little quicker responses for catching up to traffic or leaving a red light or a stop sign or an avoidance of some sort. So if somebody cut me off and the vehicle slowed right down and it was taking a long time to speed up, I would tap the accelerator. I mean, I'll call that a soft intervention, not a hard one. Hard intervention is when I have to take over and kick myself out of full self-driving. And I can tell you, hours and hours and hours of driving and no kicking out. So, I'm going to work my butt off and I'm going to try to get another trip across country in Tessie and see if I can show you guys different cities and different things. Like, you don't miss anything when you're in full self-drive, right? I don't have to play with stuff and try to keep my eye on this and that. See, now this is something it needs to be able to do as well. It needs to move over when there's an emergency vehicle. Tesla, that's something I want you to tackle. It's important. It's not just a desire.
Now take exit 189 on the right.
I had to disengage there to go around that emergency vehicle. And then when I clicked it back in, it did a little bit of an erratic exit. And it actually touched the shoulder, more than touched the shoulder as it made the turn. You too could be driving like this. You too could be worry-free in your commutes to and from work, to and from visiting your family, to and from the grocery. Now that's a beautiful acceleration to get up to the speed of this thoroughfare. Speed change. Speed change. And there we go. Okay. It was hesitating with the speed change. Nothing safety related, but it is definitely annoying when that happens to a degree. Now, it doesn't always give way. Okay, it is slowing down for this guy to get in. Perfect. Perfect. Well done, Tesla. Well done, FSD team. I will edit this video, but I'm telling you, I really would, I wish I knew how to speed up my videos so that way when there's inconsequential footage, I can just fly through it rather than having to edit it so that it comes down to a manageable size. Because I'd like to show you that this is absolutely doing what it's supposed to do. There's no faking. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Make your move. See, that's why you're supposed to speed up to thoroughfare or highway speed when you're merging. You don't just come on like that. It doesn't make any sense. Another individual behind me just loves to ride the bumper. It's like people want to get into my trunk so I can tow them. And why? Because they're spending $1 billion on gasoline. and they just can't deal with it. It's like, no, I'm gonna bumper hitch on that electric car because I need to save some money. Well, buy an electric car. And if you're partial to your brand, buy their electric car. See how that works for you. Okay, let's go. Speed reduced. Let's go. Speed reduced again to 50. Let's go. Beautiful. There we go. This brings back so many memories, Adam. CJ, how many times we've made this trip? I say this because my son went to Western University here in London, and of course I was here a million times, visiting him, coming to all of his games, his football games. He was a starter. His wrestling matches, he was the anchor for their wrestling team. The only thing I missed, because I didn't know he was doing it, is he was teaching the Windsor girls team wrestling. So he was traveling back and forth to Windsor and as an instructor. Contrary to what some people will tell you, I actually love London. They talk about London, they talk about the gangs, they talk about motorcycle gangs, they talk about all this stuff. But you know what? I can just tell you, it's a wonderful city. It's a wonderful city. And there's not one city I have ever heard of that has absolutely no drawbacks. I mean, I'm sure there's one somewhere. But no drawbacks? Come on. Coming soon. Speed cameras. I'm sorry, folks. I think speed cameras are a total invasion of privacy. They serve no purpose. No purpose whatsoever. People will still speed. It'll just give the city so much more money. That's all it is. It's just a money grab. People that will speed will speed. People that won't speed won't speed. Now, if it encourages everybody to actually use full self-drive and get themselves a Tesla, well, then there's a benefit there, right? Because honestly, the car's not going to speed. Right? The only time it's going to speed is when the speed limitation signs are not posted, or the mapping information, which is right now using relying heavily on Google Maps, when that's wrong. In that case, we don't have control over that. Almost there. Almost there. So you're seeing in real time exactly how amazing this thing is. You see how smooth it is, how slowly it comes to a stop, nice and calmly. You know, you're going to see how it takes off. Now, if it's a little bit slow, I'll let you know if I have to tap the accelerator. Chances are, it's not all the time. It's just sometimes it does that behavior, and I'll have to tap. So I want you to ask yourself, how's it going so far? Are you interested at all? My link is down in the comments. Go and make sure you get yourself a test drive. And here we go. Nicely done. No need for Mario Andretti type acceleration. That yellow light made FSD go, should I or shouldn't I? So it began to slow down and then said, nah, I'm going through. Now this is what I'm talking about now. See how it's not accelerating back up to speed and people are just pulling away. I think that's not a problem for me. That's a problem for anybody who ends up behind me going, what's wrong with this guy? Why isn't he going? Right? So when I accelerate a push like that, that's why. It's not for me. I'm fine. You can accelerate nice and slowly. It's calm. It's easy going. Once it's full and I don't have to look or anything, I'll be able to do work. I'll be able to do paperwork. I'll be able to do any of those things without worrying about the car getting me there safely. But I don't want to interfere with traffic. Now there's a setting in here. Let me go to the setting. No, it's not there. It's an autopilot. We go down and it says automatic set speed offset. So I'm going to click that. Yes. And see if that helps with it keeping up with traffic and stuff, because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to automatically set the max speed and let you drive more like a human.
Right,
so far so good. See, it's keeping distance, but it definitely sped up to keep up with that car. Perfect right turn, right lane to right lane. Change to the left lane and accelerate. What's that old song? That's the way, I like it. That's the way. I'm sorry, folks, but when you're driving your car with FSD supervised, you have no choice but to enjoy your drive. And by the way, Tesla's navigation is starting to become better than anything else. I would say it's almost as good as Waze already. The only thing is I'm still waiting for it to notify me about speed cameras, about red light cameras, about police on the side of the road, about cars off to the side. Tesla, you need to incorporate those features from Waze. I don't care if you pay Google for the privilege of using those features. They are invaluable. I can just tap the screen and say there's a car here on the side of the road, which will protect all other Teslas from slamming into that car or even having to divert themselves. Long before they get there, they can move over to the next lane. It's so convenient, and it's such an amazing feature. I implore you guys, take a look at the Waze program and see what you can do to incorporate those things. Construction can be reported. Or no, actually, what am I talking about? You guys have already addressed that. I should have put that in my last video. My last video was about Tesla's progress and the things that have changed. And yes, it would have been absolutely perfect for me to suggest that, except that Tesla's already addressed it and said, coming up, they're going to be, the cars themselves are going to be reporting back to the mothership, basically, any situations they encounter, like construction, like accidents, maybe, I hope, emergency vehicles and stuff. This guy behind me now, yeah, he's riding my bumper too. But he's upset about the fact that I didn't go into the intersection and block it when the traffic was backed up all the way to the street on the other side of the road. He's upset about that. See him? He's almost in my bump. He's almost in my trunk. Almost in my trunk. Let me take a look, because I got, yeah, when I look through the review cameras, yeah, he's almost in my trunk. What a... You guys that drive like that, listen, I understand. I was one of those people way back when. The problem is you're stressed. You are stressed. You're having a difficult time of it. I'm telling you, this takes all that stress away. You know, I have not even looked at the clock to see whether or not I'm going to get there on time. Because when I left, the car told me how long it was going to take me to get here. It told me there was some traffic on the way. There's a slide bar that comes up on the screen that shows you your progress in your trip. And it shows you any little red dots or yellow dots, not dots, but yellow segments of line that show that you're going to hit some kind of traffic. Uh-oh. See, now they stopped too late. Yeah, this guy behind is really frustrated. Oh my Lord. He's just like darting his head back and forth, up and down. He doesn't want anything to do with being on the road today. It's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at him. We were all there once, right? Me, I hope, I pray, never again. See, we should have stopped on the other side of the road, which would have probably given him a heart attack. But I think the only reason why FSD kept going is because on the right side there's construction. So there's no through traffic here. And that's probably why it pulled into the intersection. Which makes sense. I may be wrong. It may have a totally different reason for being stuck in an intersection like that, but look at how it handles like construction. Oh, it does another thing, guys, that'll blow your mind. If it's on really bad rough road, it slows down. If it sees a big pothole, it slows down. It slows down at speed bumps. It's hard to say anything other than magnificent, amazing, crazy, magnificent software. Has been developed for us by Elon Musk, Ashok, and the FSD team. Andrei Karpathy, all of these folks had a hand in making this the most amazing software around. Is he still riding in my trunk? What do you think? Do you think he's going to piggyback? Oh my Lord. Where did I go? Yeah, this offset thing really does improve.
Onto Queens Avenue.
It really does improve the car's ability to keep up with the traffic. Oh boy, this guy's gonna have a heart attack now because I'm turning left and he knows he's gonna be stuck because there's no way I'm gonna get to be able to turn left until the light turns red. Well, he's hanging in there. He's shaking his head a little bit. Yeah, he got stuck. See, I love that. Somehow, the navigation system knew that this was a one-way street and that it was able to turn into that left lane and then readjust. Ah, thank you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that thing off because you know these speed cameras, they don't care if there's no traffic. They don't care if you're running on automatic software. They care that their camera detects that you are speeding. That's it. And if you try to keep up with traffic, especially if it's far ahead of you and the car is accelerating, yeah, not good. Use it at your own risk and use it carefully because it could cause you difficulties. It gives you a disclaimer as soon as you click on it, and you have to click yes, so you accept responsibility for any tickets and stuff that you get because the car's not responsible. It's just a feature that you've allowed to operate. Herein lies one of the things I love most about London. There are trees everywhere, and I absolutely love that. Anywhere we go, there needs to be trees. Lots and lots and lots of trees. Yes, I know you can't stand that the birds are pooping on your car and all that good stuff. Who cares? Go get a car wash or get a cloth and clean it. Trees lift your mood. Trees provide you oxygen to breathe. Trees provide animals with living space and food and all kinds of other things. Folks, trees. We need trees everywhere, 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 everywhere. Industrial complexes need to fill the place with trees, and if they can't do it, then they should do the roof. If they have solar panels up there, that's fine. Then plant more trees elsewhere. Plant them on a property that doesn't have them. Make an arrangement with the owner. Hey guys, listen, I got no place to plant trees on my property, so I'd like to do yours if you don't mind. I'll plant as many trees as you'd like. Do something. Beautify our world. Give it meaning. We're on the last stretch, folks. We're on the last stretch of this journey. And I can say, other than not pulling into the next lane for the emergency vehicle that was picking up a broken down car, ice car. Yeah. Other than that, beautiful, beautiful drive. Like I'm sometimes I wonder, I want to ask Elon, is my car actually learning as I drive it? Because it seems to get better and better and better day by day by day. Like the functionality just keeps getting better. Oh, I initiated that lane change and I did it prematurely because I just didn't want the car behind me to pull over and block me from getting in this lane because we are turning right just up ahead. Oh, this is amazing. Oh. You'll even enjoy just turning off your radio and everything and listen to the silence.
Now turn right.
Oh, this is the parking lot. I believe.
Now your destination is on the left.
Yes, it is actually. They didn't tell us about paying for parking. They just told us that our parking is here. So this is our parking for sure. It said it was at the end of the lot. Well, I'm going to go here just in case I do have to. Okay, this is the self-parking, by the way, is engaged right now. Eventually, it's just going to self-park itself. And you'll be able to tell it not to park there if you want to change where you park. This is the third time that it actually had to correct itself. In all the times I've parked, it has been a one-shot parking and perfect every time. This is the third time for adjustments since I got this version of the software. Ho, 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 ho. If you saw that, I think I'm about 8 inches from the barricade. Big cement barricade. Let's see if you can see. No, you can't see it. Oh, wait, maybe you can. Wait a second here. I'm stopped now. I don't need this connected. Can you? I hope you can see that. I'm about 8 inches from that barricade. Beautifully done. Folks, I've made it, and now I have to look to find out where I gotta go. All right, so we'll chat at you soon. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, stay as happy as humanly possible. And never give up, never give in, but keep your open mind. Gather your knowledge, because that's the only power you're ever going to have. All right, love you all. Talk soon.